So today I want to tell you people about filmmaking, storytelling, and how you can actually make a fortune on it. Alright, first of all, I want to let you people know that storytelling is originality, and when it comes to filmmaking, it's also originality. Anything copy will not make sense. I will not tell the story in your own perspective. When it comes to filmmaking, first thing we need to consider is a good script.
Support the mic with your hand. If you can't speak louder.
Alright, when it comes to filmmaking, first thing you consider is a good script. And after a good script, you need a good director, and then maybe good casting. Now, when it comes to filmmaking, some people always get it mixed up. People think it's money. But sometimes, when it comes to a good film, it's a good collaboration. When you share your idea with people, people invest more in idea. So when it comes to finance, I think it's one of the last things to consider when making a film. First, you must get a good story, you must get a good idea, and you must get a good market. When I navigated myself into filmmaking, I was in Cameroon when I feel like I just wanted to be my actor and model, and I discovered that in Cameroon, we don't have that idea and we don't have that knowledge about filmmaking. I never wanted to be a filmmaker. I just wanted to be an actor because by then I was doing music and I was into modeling. I saw it like if I make it up, you're going to choke up. Before I actually decided to travel and go and learn filmmaking. When I navigated myself in Multi-Choice Talent Factory, being in Hollywood, and CAP Academy, Kungla Funayo Foundation, and most online studies, I discovered a lot. First, I realized that in Cameroon, filmmaking, we don't have what it called the most disturbing thing in filmmaking. Filmmakers in Cameroon is what they call the market. Sometimes making film, we make film, we don't know where to sell it. We put a lot of money in the film, and we produce it, we don't have a market. Some people believe in Premiere and YouTube. That's the highest platform and the only means that we sell our film. But there are a lot of diversity. Some people make film and store them, and they still make money just for it. You can make it for Premiere, you can make it for streaming platform like Amazon, which I have a license to submit film for it. You can also sell it to Netflix, Box Office, and other TV channels like Mnet, that is Africa Magic, and all Mnet channel, GSTV, GoTV, and StarTime. They buy good film and rock TVs. Those are for channel. And also online streaming platform like YouTube and Netflix, like I either mentioned, and Box Office and a lot. Now, let me come down with the breakdown. First thing you need to do is to have a good story. And a good story must have to do with creativity and the idea. When writing a story, some people do it in two parts. Some people write the story before doing the script, and some people do the script and take the story out of the script. And some people move a title and work it on it, and some people strip it like a plan. But for my personal self, most of the time I write my story, I do a script before bringing up the story. Even though some people believe that you do a story before bringing on the script. Because sometimes when I'm writing a story, I'm actually communicating in my brain. I just say the dialogue and I bring it out. So sometimes I just do like the scripting, then from there I bring the story out. But everybody has their own perspective about it. Some people write a title, and from the title they can do creativity on it. But sometimes I always bring my story and my script, then I reason out to bring a title of the story. It depends. And when it comes to inspiration, where I always get my inspiration, most of the time I get my inspiration from dream. Because there's a time in my life when I'm creative, I sleep a lot. And when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking. While thinking, I realize I'm sleeping. And then I can get a free image of a lot of stories on it. And I skip it down. You get. So now, after a good story, you can get a good director. It's a director that will do the casting. Mind you that a producer is not the one that have a film. The director is actually the one that have a film. Because it's an idea of a director. He actually structure it and form the story. Some people think that producer, I don't have the film. Yeah, producer sometimes have it just because they finance it. But when it comes to production, the executive producer, people only invest their money in it while you produce it. And when it comes to production, it's a production house. For example, I am Silas Bobo. I can be the producer of a particular film, and I have a company called Silo Republic, and that is the production house that produce the movie. So it's two different things. I will need to all know that. You get. And when it comes to productivity of the movie, after the script, you get a director, you script the film, you get through the script and do the casting. Again, casting also plays a lot of role in filmmaking. But if you have a good director, you can direct any other person to act the film. Mind you that in film industry, there's no class like class 1, class 2, class 3. You can be an actor for 10 years acting, but somebody will just come and do his film movie and blow more than you and make a lot of money more than it. So it's creativity. So one thing I would advise the young people is that what? For me, people say consistency, always do things. I don't too much. I believe in consistency, but when you are being professional. For example, film industry is very funny, and people always move with what they see. You can produce a movie today, it doesn't make sense. You move it out there, people will see it. You produce the second one does not make sense. The third one does not make sense. Nobody would like to abide to another idea to watch a fourth movie because they know that will never really make sense. So one thing when it comes to movies, you take your time. Take your time and do something. I see most Cameroonians do movies like they are saying I have 10 movies, I have 20 movies, but you can't see them anywhere, which is very funny for me. Rather than taking all the time and producing all those movies, take your time and do it. Because I'm a kind of filmmaker that I'm like a cinematic kind of filmmaker. I can make a movie for 5 years, just a movie. In 5 years, I will not do any other movie. I can make it for 1 year. For example, I want to cut a good example for good camera all over we know, like Cameroon. The guy can do a movie and do another one like in 2 years' time. But the movie will still stay up to that year. But there are a lot of filmmakers that are shooting every day, back to back to back, but you will not know where to watch their movie. It's fact. Because sometimes they just have an idea, they don't let it to develop, they don't build it, they don't structure it, they just dive into it at once. If you have a film idea of making a movie, you don't know where to market it, you don't know where to structure it, the kind of platform which can actually buy the film is very funny. Because for me, it's funny for somebody to tell me that it took 20 million to make a film to sell it for YouTube. It's funny enough. Because 20 million, I think, can do a good movie that can sell it to Amazon Prime or maybe sometime on Netflix that can have that quality. But I think it on YouTube that cannot even give you half of the money in our own community. It's very difficult. So after a production of a movie, you have to know the market. Market of it is coming to where it can be on Premiere. Most one that all of us can do Premiere, and after Premiere. But mind you that most professional filmmakers don't even sell their film on Premiere. They always keep that anxiety for the film to be stuck. So that when it is put on a streaming platform, many people would like to go and watch it on that streaming platform. Rather, they release the trailer and the poster of it and just put the date where the film will be released. Because I don't have more time, I will just cut it here. Maybe every day I will bring us talk about production and the other one. So for conclusion on advice, I always tell you guys that when making a film, let your idea be fresh. It's true that we will get inspired from get idea from other movies and put it together. When it comes to Cameroon film, we have culture. Because when I finished from film school out of the country, one of my mentors invited me to come to Cameroon because Cameroon have a lot of fresh ideas and good culture that have not yet been exploited. So most of the films that are taken around Africa have been written by Cameroonians. Rather than us going out there to collaborate and work or think that the film industry is more booming out there, will be a distraction for us. Rather, let's stay down here and build a community and invest in ourselves like filmmaker and know the kind of characteristics of the thing that we're putting out there and work according to it so that we also sell our own culture out there for the better of our own film industry. Thank you for today. Tomorrow I'll come again.